up your knowledge. I'll cure your disease. Self-immolation. Buddha's burning in the street. We need a regime change. We're staging a coup. We're saving bottles of blue rosé. We're hanging tough love from cradle to grave. Saving bottles of blue rosé. We're hanging tough love from cradle to grave. Constantly alone, drinking from the fountain of youth.
Radio Artist Spotlight of the Week. Go out to our website, www.avradio.org, and go to the page or the tab, whatever you like to call it. It's called the Artist Spotlight of the Week, by the way, on the website. And you will find Cosmonaut Radio. Check them out. Not only, and you just heard, do they have a unique sound. They have a unique look, especially. But you know what's more importantly? You guys around the world, all of our veterans, all our great listeners, all our first responders, you not only get to listen to me, now you get to listen to Austin and Russell, a.k.a. half the band of Cosmonaut Radio, coming to us live from Brooklyn, New York. Guys, thank you so much, and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. It's awesome to be on the show with you.
If you would, real quick, distinguish yourselves, introduce yourselves so people know when they listen and who is who. That, you know, it's radio, not TV, right?
Okay, well, I'm Russell. I'm the guitar player.
And I'm Austin. I play the drums.
And you guys do a hell of a job, by the way, doing that.
Well, thank you very much.
So let me start off with this way, and this is kind of from your bio, but we have a lot of listeners, you know, that maybe don't know a little bit about your bio, and then we'll delve into a little bit of the history and where you're going and anything in between. Okay, here it goes.
Sure.
Cosmonaut Radio is a band that plays cutting music combining indie, funk, dance, and space sounds, all mixed, and I love this, into one kick-ass package. Then it goes down and says, from groove and funk, in your face rock, and even a little new wave. Cosmonaut Radio ties a unique blend of genres into a cohesive package that even Vladimir Putin could dance to. What is up with that last line?
Now it's I guess it's a little outdated. It was well, I guess it would always have been outdated technically, but it was before he went really crazy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. I mean, Donald Trump's talking about him, so maybe they're buds now. Who knows?
Hey, I guess
We gotta change it.
yeah, maybe Donald Trump instead.
Donald Trump dances.
And let me ask you this. You know, literally, and I mean this in all sincerity, I love your sound. I love the fact that you are kind of unexpected with your sound. And what I mean by that is, you know, from the music to your vocals, you guys are all over the place, but yet it all comes together. Does that make sense? How do you guys do that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's kind of the way we would describe it. Like, I mean, the four of us come from very different, like, musical backgrounds. I mean, Freddie's a singer, you know, he was singing, like, Broadway, and he was in theater his whole life. You know, I'm more like the ambient side of things. Austin listens to everything like hip-hop and, you know, funk. And when it all comes together, it makes this cool blend of stuff we all like. And I don't know, it somehow works. That's kind of the consensus, I guess.
All right. Now, I looked also as well, and it says you guys, some of your influences are some of my favorite. Michael Jackson, the Doobie Brothers, Led Zeppelin, Earth, Wind & Fire, and then Prince, naturally, who just currently passed away. How do you take all of that? Yes, very sadly. How do you take all of that? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot here. I'm just saying, you guys are so psychedelic, even when that is a term that I remember as a teenager back in the 60s. How do you guys take that and you mix that and you make it all your own? How do you do that?
Well, it's our process is an interesting one. It's very collaborative, and I think it shows through the music because it's a bit obscure. We are very different guys, as Russell said, but there's like some commonality between us all, and that's, you know, whether it's a stylistic point or even just an idea to take a song and go with it in a specific direction, that when we're able to agree upon, it makes it easy for us to blend these awkward, different, random, sometimes seemingly genres or styles or ideas, and put them together in a focused, for lack of a better term, like final product.
So, you know, you just threw that out there. So there are four of you, and the way you just described that is the fact that you all are we're all individuals naturally, but you all have your own input into that. So if one of you guys would come up with an idea and say, I've got this idea, give me your thoughts. And you got to tell me, and I know I don't want you sugarcoating it. Sometimes it's going to, I love it. And sometimes it's got to be, well, how long does that whole process take until you say, all right, final product, kick ass?
That's a good question. I mean, it depends.
Sometimes we're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, Austin and I, we play music all the time. And so the ideas that we've been coming up with lately, it's like, you know, we kind of come up with an idea that's like a verse chorus, and then we bring it to the rest of the guys, and, you know, Mike fills in his crazy funky bass lines, and then, you know, Freddie listens and goes home, and the next day he's got like a melody and lyrics, and we all kind of like, you know,
give off each other? Or?
Yeah, we all feed off each other's vibes, and, you know, and criticize one another, too. Like, that's kind of
very harshly.
Like, we're so blunt sometimes about it.
Well,
but it's like, you know, because we all want this to be the best it can be, and, you know, we're kind of all willing to, like, hear each other out and, you know, try and give each other what we want to inspire the best ideas, I guess.
Well, you know what? I just like what you heard is, you know what? The best things don't happen when everybody agrees. It's when you sit down and you agree to disagree, but then you say, all right, where can I meet in the middle on this? And I love the fact you just said that. You just said, we don't always agree, and sometimes it's very vocal or aggressively. We don't agree. But you got to look at what's positive about that instead of being – because, I mean, how many times has that ruined bands throughout the years? You get to this – you know, egotistic thing where you're butting heads and say, I'm done with this. Instead of saying, time out, guys. Let's take a look, and let's all look at each other's perspective, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, when I look at it.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I mean, I consider it to be like an ego thing, you know? Like, I feel a lot of bands, when there's a lot of tension, it's because, you know, one person brings an idea and it's like, oh, like, I need my idea to stay the way it is because I'm the best and, you know, all this stuff. But that's kind of the cool thing about, I don't know, how the four of us get along is like when we go into rehearsal, like we leave our egos. Well, most of the time we out the door. Especially during the songwriting process, more so than any other time.
That is at least until one of these songs gets super famous, and then I'll probably break off and do my own thing. But until then, it's very collaborative.
You guys, you're just you, and I absolutely love it. Now, let me go back a little bit. Originally, the band was called the Cosmonauts. Is that right? Talk a little bit about the history.
Yeah. So, and this was actually, Russell's been in the band, 3 years now? So that was formed even before Russell. There's a line in a song that we wrote a very long time ago called Junkie Cosmonaut, and we thought, you know, cosmonaut's such a cool term. It's kind of weird, and it's a strange concept in and of itself. And there's definitely no way any other band is called the Cosmonaut. It's so obscure. we're going to be the Cosmonaut. And then we came to realize that there are 100 bands, hundreds of thousands of bands all across the world that are the Cosmonauts in some iteration.
Really? I would have never known that.
It was incredible. We didn't think so either.
Yeah.
And, and some of them are great, some of them are active, some of them aren't. But we needed a way to kind of stick out that wasn't going down that route because we were hidden among the other more established Cosmonaut bands. So the Cosmonaut Radio concept in general was we were going to release an EP of like 30-second clips of songs we'd written in different genres and have it be like you're changing, scanning through a radio station. So, with some static in between, and we have a reggae song, we've got a ballad, we've got a new wave synthy tune. And that concept never materialized, but we really liked the term Cosmonaut Radio. And it kind of stays true to the fans that we've had from the get-go, while also being slightly more unique than the hundreds of the Cosmonauts that are out there in the music world.
So what and I kind of get it, but when I look at your photograph, a couple of you guys are dressed in the Russian attire, if you will, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not criticizing that by any means. I actually think that's kind of a cute. I shouldn't say cute. It's a cool thing, but who come up with that idea? Because I like that idea.
It's kind of randomly again. I think it was Mike actually that found some somewhat authentic. I think like Soviet stuff.
Like an old school like military jacket.
Online on eBay or something. It's like,
you can find anything online, can't you?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, for $40, this looks crazy, and it fits the idea. So he's like, hey, let's give it a shot, and it certainly makes us and him stand out. Playing drums, I don't get the joy of wearing a very heavy jacket on stage.
I would agree. Right?
Oh well.
All right.
Yeah, kind of just, hey, this fits. This is interesting. This will make us look, if not cool, at least you'll remember us, or the visual aspect of it. So.
Well, let me ask you this, because we're getting in, and I actually think it's from a radio perspective when we get into your dance versus the space versus the psychedelic, whatever the case. I love all the mixing it up in genre thing because my show's called Mixing It Up, of course. But how is that perceived when you go out and do a live show? How do they bill you when you go out and saying, and by the way, Cosmonaut Radio is going to be here? How are you billed from that aspect, from a business point of view? How do they bill you?
I mean, we kind of get billed in multiple acts. Like, we've played with punk bands.
Yeah.
We've played with, like, I guess classic rock kind of sounding bands.
We played on rap bill.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes we don't get billed super accurately, but when it's done correctly and when it works out, it's usually a couple of other high energy sounding rock bands.
When we were in the Jersey Shore Music Festival a few weeks back, and we were in the same lineup with a crazy hard rock band and like a surf rock type band.
We just played Kalamazoo, Michigan, just a month ago, and that bill was with two other like kind of prog bands, and so we've been starting to see that a little more frequently. But I think it's cool. It's cool for us because we've got all these different musical interests, and our songs, we can loosely fit in a lot of the genres, so it makes it better for us in the sense that we're going to gain new fans because a bunch of people that are into, hard rock might not come across us online or something, but if we play with their friend's band and they see us, they go, oh, well, we like a lot of the elements of them, and we would have never, found them otherwise. So we're trying to use it to our advantage as much as possible.
Right.
And I would agree with that, and nor do I think you should ever lose your individuality. I mean, that's what it's all about. But with that being said, you guys are in it for the long run. You're in it. It is a business. It always comes down to, here's a business decision, right? And you're hanging out with your Bon Jovis or your Scorpions, or you're hanging out, with.
Sure.
So you don't, but you've got this band, and so especially if you, and I'm not putting words. I hope I'm not putting words in your mouth. You're opening up for some, big group, and all of a sudden, you have to think from a business perspective that, okay, these guys like this, what can we do without losing our individuality that they may like, but we can take them to another place? Does that ever come across your mind when you guys are out there doing that?
Oh, all the time. People ask us, what genre we classify ourselves as constantly, and it's always a paragraph answer, and we like that. But when it comes down to that in the live show and swaying people or giving them the gateway into our sound, one of the benefits is, we just released this 5-song EP, but we've got 15 songs, 20 other songs, and we just try and tailor fit our set list, with the audience, with the other bands, because we know at least ahead of time of who we're going to be playing with. So if it's a harder rock band, we'll throw in some of our burner tunes that are more straightforward or just faster, a little harder. And
yeah. And like separate from a sonic perspective too, like when we're actually on stage, we try to do crazy things, like we swing around nunchuck during Kill or Be Killed.
We've got some choreographed dance moves. There's a lot of jumping, and so we try and make up the difference in high energy for a genre that we might not fit into exactly.
Okay, now with that being said, I'm not gonna let you off, because if you guys checked out any of my interviews, and they're always on the website and YouTube and all that.
Yeah, we listen to a bunch of them.
Oh, well, I'm glad you did. I always ask this question, especially when it comes to indie artists. It seems to be, it used to be a long time ago, everybody wants a recording gig. They want a major label to pick them up.
Yeah, you want Sony to sign you. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's like a dream. It's like me playing for the St. Louis Cardinals. I grew up in Missouri. Let me be the
yeah.
But now with the technology and everything it is, and you can actually promote yourself via all the social media aspects, is it easier being independent, or do you still want that go? Because the reason I ask this is the fact that a lot of people I've interviewed throughout the years, it becomes, when they're indie artists, at least they have control of their own destiny. When you kind of, and I'm just using my words, not yours, sell your soul to the devil, they tell you, yes, we got the money. We tell you what you do, how you do it. We don't like that. Here's how you dress, and you go from there. How does all of that wrap around in your future as you guys move forward?
So that's something that we are at an advantage because we do everything ourselves, and it's great. We're in total control. Every decision we make, which is amazing. But I think one of the benefits to the music industry today is that in addition to being an indie artist, there are also a lot more indie opportunities for support. So we're looking for a record label, but not in the sense of some major Capitol Records, sell your soul to the devil kind of scenario. Much more in that there's a small group of people that really want to support local artists or artists of this genre or artists that they like. And, they don't give you the check for $500,000 and say, hey, you got to pay it back with interest in 2 years. But, they help you book your gigs, or they get you other gigs. They help support or distribute your record and stuff. And I think that's what we're looking to do in a combination or like a happy medium, so that we can still control that, we do all our PR and we're on our social media and we're doing interviews and we're, booking a lot of the shows through at least our own contacts, if not, people that we know and we trust. And so some quote unquote indie label where they're in it for the same reasons we are, because we like our product and we want people to hear it, is like a nice happy medium. A little more support, a little help that we, maybe didn't even think we needed versus, trying to go for some crazy LA thing.
Yeah. I guess more like a stepping stone to like just helping us reach maybe just a level slightly above where we're at, just so we could access like more industry contacts and stuff like that.
Open more doors,
but not necessarily, signing our lives over
and changing our sound to whatever fits their mold currently.
And you guys know that. I mean, as artists, you know the fact that there comes a compromise when that happens. When you make that leap over, that step over, there comes a compromise. Yeah. So you do, and I don't, like I said, I didn't ask you that question to put you on the spot. I've always been curious about what direction people want, because, like I said, we all want, this is the brass ring here, and we want this, but a lot of people don't realize, and I think more and more, especially the indie artists, realize, well, maybe I don't want to hold on to that so much, because then I lose my individuality and my soul, and to this. So, and like I said, with the social media and with all the opportunities with the internet and Twitter and Reverb Nation and all like that, you are kind of in control of your own destiny here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
just it's a cool time too, because it's still changing daily. The music industry has gone through such a ridiculous change, and it's still evolving every day. So it's a challenge because the future is unknown, but it's also kind of cool to like be a part of this group of people that's trying to adjust to it, or guess what's next, or find a better path than artists before us did.
It kind of like keeps us accountable too, like
very much so.
The whole pressure, because I mean, everybody says they want to be in a band, and they don't realize like how much kind of work goes into it.
Outside of just the music.
Outside of, I mean, there's so many like, business tasks that we have to deal with on like a weekly basis, and like, it's just it's hard work, and it holds us accountable on the fact that if we're not getting somewhere, it's because we're not working hard enough, and it's kind of cool to have that. We're not just sitting around waiting for something to happen. Like I feel, I don't know, a lot of bands kind of get caught up into, like, they release an EP and then they're like, okay, when's the record label going to get me?
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's not going to happen.
Not how it works anymore.
Well, see, but I think all that collaboration behind the scenes, it's like anything else. The finished product is, what you guys got going is literally, you call this old man, I'm like, I like what you guys are doing. I like this stuff. I don't mean that. I'm just saying that because you're on there. I like it because you're so different. That's what we need. So whatever you guys are doing behind the scenes, go ahead.
I'm so happy to hear that, Jim. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's really great to hear.
No, but I mean that is for the fact because you got something, and when I heard you guys, I'm like, wow, they've got something. I don't know what it is, and then the more I listened to it, the more I liked it.
No,
that hook, if you will, right? We're all in it for, if we're going to do something, here's what we do. In your case, you do much like we do. Is our radio station is not dedicated to one genre of music. We play all kinds, which blows people away.
Right.
Why, so. But you got that hook, and I loved it. And I listened to one song, then I listened to it two, and I'm like, I've got to talk to these guys. So no,
that's awesome.
Now, you guys were also talking, and we'll get ready to wrap it up here, but you guys were talking about, you're getting this, and you're getting your mojo going. You were in Michigan. I'm reading somewhere where you guys finally got a touring vehicle. Is that correct?
Yeah. It was
Winnie the RV.
Purchased this over Christmas. This past Christmas.
Oh wow, too cool.
It's a beautiful 1994 31-foot Winnebago.
There you go, man. That's all the best.
Yeah, man.
And I heard the year. It's all the best, man.
It's a blessing and a curse.
She is already a fickle mistress, but we really love it, and it's already made things easier for us, and it's enabling us to go out. We're going on the road. When are we going? Next 2 weeks?
We'll be June 16th in Jersey and Philadelphia.
Philly, and we're going out west towards the end of the fall for hopefully a 3-week stint. So it definitely has enabled us to be more mobile and get out of the tri-state area.
Right.
But man, I tell you, I'm not a mechanic, but I know a lot more about how trucks run now than I did about 5 months ago.
Well, you know what? If you guys are ever in Indiana, let me know because we'll make sure that the radio station is there for you. But yeah, I'm looking at your upcoming gigs.
Love it.
You guys are going to be?
Yeah, I mean, that's on the way. True. We'll come see it, Jim.
Yeah.
We would love to have you in the studio. I swear to God, we would. You guys going to be in New Brunswick the 16th, and is it Swarthmore, Pennsylvania?
Yep.
And
yeah,
then
right outside of Philly.
Trenton, New Jersey, and then you're in the Philly, there the 19th. So, guys, you know, I really do wish you all the best. I know I can just by talking to you and researching you, I know that you guys got your head on right. You got a really unique sound. Don't let anybody tell you to stop because that's what caught my attention. So just keep on believing in what you're doing and keep rocking the world because now 183 countries are listening to you as we speak.
Yeah, man. It's been a privilege to be a part of your show.
Yeah,
and,
it has. We're so thankful. I mean,
and your radio.
83 countries is
Unbelievable.
we couldn't be happier, man.
And to do it for awesome folks. So thank you very much for the opportunity. It's more than appreciated.
Guys, you are more welcome. And by the way, stay on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, go out to our website, www.avradio.org, and go to the Artist Spotlight of the Week, Cosmonaut Radio. Here is the video you will actually see embedded on our website. It's called Kill or Be Killed. I was going to ask these guys around it. We just got to run out of time. Very unique, just like their music. Enjoy it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on American Veterans.
Thank you very
All
much.
right, thanks, Jim.